Okay, cool. Anyone have any questions for Shavonda? Ariel in the back.
Yes, absolutely. And I think mainly that's because I am exposed more to what I'm exposed more to like the brand side, also to like the print side. So yes, I mean I definitely have much more of an awareness of what is acceptable as far as mainstream goes. The one thing I will say that I've noticed too is that I have a lot of people approach me or say, "We love you because you're so different." You know, I'd love to work with you because you're so different and you just bring in, like we're trying to be more diverse and we're trying to, we're trying to reach a different demographic and we're just trying to reach like a younger audience or whatever the verbiage that they use. But then at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I realize that people don't really want different. At the end of the day, they say they want different, but no, they don't really want different. Different is hard to sell. Like, it's really good to look at and it's cool, but different is really hard to sell when it comes to like the masses. So that's why it's really important. And that's why I was really, honored to be able to work with Domino. I mean, it's a huge brand and it's a huge like household name. Because they have the power to really reach people on a much, much larger scale, and they have the power to lead the way. But yeah, different is not something that they really want, even though they say they do. It's confusing. They, you know, they didn't really care as much. I mean, I don't know. If they did care, they didn't tell me. So, I guess that, no, I had no plan. No. Like, here's the thing, okay? Like, I rarely have any plans because I just am one of those fly by the seat of my pants girls. Ask my wife, my beautiful, amazing wife who really puts up with all of my crazy. I don't really have, I had a plan, like theoretically I had a plan, but I didn't really have a plan. I decided to get out of the military like a week before I got out. Wasn't the smartest thing ever, but yeah, they didn't say anything. Most people just know don't say anything to me if it's not. So I really love that. And for me, I think the best thing that we can do as creatives to help facilitate that is really support one another. I've kind of started doing this thing on my Instagram now where I literally just spend a certain amount of time a day or a week just sharing other creatives that I think are really, really amazing. The ones that don't necessarily have, tens of thousands of followers, but they're doing really great work and they're super creative and super smart, or they've got this really great idea. So I think that just sharing one another, looking at the creative world as a place for collaboration over competition. And I think that's really key too. A lot of times when you're a creative, you look at other creatives as a threat. Like this person could get the job over me, or this person could get the opportunity over me. And I think that's a very dangerous way to like approach creativity. And so I think collaborating with those creatives that you think are fantastic. So much of what we do as creatives and artists is really word of mouth. Like, if you know that somebody is really awesome, talk about them, share them, tell your friends about them, tell your family about them, find a way to work with them. You know, be more collaborative. No strategy. Nope. There's a little bit of a pattern here that you're. Yeah. So I mean, really, for me, I am just like a rip off the bandage kind of girl. I just was like, this is me. This is who I am. This is my life. This is my point of view. And I really just feel like I think a lot of that comes with letting go of fear. You know, there are a lot of fears associated with really opening yourself up, and once you realize that, once you kind of get over those fears, it becomes easier. For me, I just don't care. Like, that's just, I mean, I care about like people in general, but I don't care so much about allowing other people's opinions and perceptions to affect me on a really large scale. So I think that being a little bit fearless and knowing who you are as a person really helps you to be able to open up. So a lot of the times, just I find different ways to work with them. Like, say if they have like maybe there's a large campaign or just something, I don't know, whatever. Say that that's what it is, and they're just a little hesitant to go full in on that. I do something smaller scale. So like, rather than working on like something that's going to be put out on television or something, I say, okay, you know, I understand that you really like me and you want this to work. Let's find a different way to introduce this new idea and this new thought into your brand or your, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to expose, but maybe start smaller. You know, find a way to work with them still and keep the conversation going, because once they start to realize that other people also like it, then they tend to be like, okay, well, maybe let's try it. Because I think at the end of the day, it's really just about, you know, they have to find a way to protect themselves at the same time as putting you on a platform too. So just find an alternate way. There's always another way. That's a really good question. I'm going to come back to you on that because I don't know right now, but give me a few minutes to think about it. I'll find you. Yes. Chip and Joanna. Point blank. That is the most mainstream interior design aesthetic right now. Yeah.
And what societal values do you think that reflects, if any?
What do I think it what?
Like, what societal values do you think that mainstream aesthetic, like, what kind of values do you think it reflects in society?
I don't think that it necessarily reflects a certain societal value. I just think that has become so like exposed now that is just what it is. You know, like I don't think that it's I don't think that that's like necessarily reflective of anything like on a deeper level. I just think that that's what has been, HGTV has just like played it so much that's become.
Maybe a little bit of safety.
Yeah, some safety too. Yeah.
And to answer about like incentivizing, like I'll jump in.
Yeah.
I think just this conversation to me was a lot about just starting an awareness conversation, because even though like
I consider myself open-minded and I really want to learn about a lot of different people. After talking to Shavonda and listening to her rants, I was realizing like, wait, my feed is eerily like just reflective of the things that I like. So it was just kind of this idea of becoming aware of like, yeah, I'm not pushing what's coming into my brain, my eyeballs, the first thing in the morning when I wake up and the last thing when I go to sleep. So it's just a challenge to like be aware of what are you feeding yourself, because that's a lot of where we get inspiration these days, at least for me,
Yeah.
personally.
Yep.
Okay, well, you're done.